Liverpool 4, Tottenham 0. Liverpool win 4-1 on aggregate in the Carabao Cup semi-final and are off to Wembley for yet another League Cup final. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to centre around the not-so-instant match reaction to Liverpool's 4-0 victory last night over Tottenham at Anfield. The Reds won 4-1 on aggregate and set up another finale for themselves in a League Cup scenario. Absolutely brilliant from Arne Slot and his Red Men, who absolutely dominated and progressed to the final with ease last night over Tottenham. They now set up a finale with Newcastle as the first piece of silverware of the season is on the line, and the potential first piece of silverware for Arne Slot as the new Liverpool head coach gets one step closer. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The Reds are off to Wembley. Que sera, sera. We're going to be talking about Liverpool's performance and result last night. We're going to be talking about the finale that it sets up with Newcastle and everything else in between. But before we go any further in discussing all of that and much more, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things always and forever greatly appreciated. And get involved in the comment section as well. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it about last night, about the Carabao Cup, about Liverpool, about Tottenham, the performance, the result, and of course the finale that will be coming very, very soon at Wembley between Liverpool and Newcastle. Again, let me know all your thoughts and comments and things of that nature down below. Use and abuse that comment section, people, and talk to me. Would love to hear what you have to say. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Let's talk Liverpool, Tottenham, the performance and result last night, and the finale between Liverpool and Newcastle in the final. Total and utter ease and domination last night. That is the best way that I can put this game in a nutshell, because Liverpool was so comfortable. They were so comfortable last night. Spurs barely laid a glove on them. Keeman Kelleher had absolutely nothing to do. In fact, the only thing that Kelleher had to do throughout the entirety of the game last night was to put over his own crossbar, a awkward cross from, I believe it was Son. I could be wrong on that, but he had to put over an awkward looking cross. And even then, the referee, despite the fact that he saw, I think Conor Bradley may have got a deflection on that cross, and Kelleher put it in over his own crossbar, he still gave a goal kick for it, which was a bit weird. But other than that, Kelleher had nothing to do. Van Dijk and Konate could have been wearing flip-flops all game, because they had very little to do other than Van Dijk, of course, scoring at the other end. It was total and utter domination, and I was a little bit surprised that Spurs didn't make more of a meal of this. They didn't make more of a game of this, but it just seemed like Spurs didn't know how to combat this game. They were heading into this game a goal up, and they decided to try and play out and grind out a result, which was never going to happen at Anfield. And they just went there. First half, they made it a bit difficult and a bit awkward. But then as soon as that Cody Gakpo goal goes in to make the score level on aggregate, there was absolutely no looking back. And there was absolutely no way anybody was putting money on Spurs to go and win that game. It was gonna end up in Liverpool's favour. It was gonna set up a Liverpool versus Newcastle Carabao Cup final, and that's exactly how it turned out, because Spurs did not lay a glove on the Reds, other than Son hitting the underside of the crossbar. Spurs had nothing. And their XG for shots on target is 0.000000. Spurs had absolutely nothing. And full credit should go to Liverpool for that, for neutralising them completely, and then for being clinical at the other end, especially in the second half. The first half, like I say, other than the Cody Gakpo goal, which was brilliantly taken, well set up again by a certain Mohamed Salah, Liverpool found it a little bit tricky to kind of get past Spurs. But then in the second half, pure total domination ruled out, and mainly our threat was coming down that right hand side. Mo Salah was amazing last night. He was absolutely amazing. He had two players that were constantly doubling up on him, but he had the know-how, the intelligence, and above all, the technical ability to constantly receive the ball, hold the ball up, and then bring the likes of Conor Bradley into play. Because Conor Bradley, when he was attacking, he was getting in between the sort of the sort of centre back and left back of Spurs, and he was just finding so much space. And every single time Salah was picking him out, or he was picking out a runner from midfield, he's picking out Szoboszlai, or picking out whoever it was, just constantly, every single time, and it was just working for us. Some of the football we were playing last night was brilliant, was absolutely fluid and brilliant to watch, and it was outstanding. So let's go over the game, shall we? First, like I say, Cody Gakpo scores. Mo Salah sets him up brilliantly. Outside of the left foot cross, finds Gakpo, and he lashes home brilliantly. Fantastic goal to get things rolling. Then in the second half, we just absolutely killed the game off. Second goal goes in from Mohamed Salah from the penalty spot. Brilliant ball from Salah from the right hand side to play in Darwin Núñez, and Núñez takes it around the Spurs goalkeeper, who fouls him, brings him down, stonewall penalty, and Mohamed Salah it was a perfect penalty. Absolute perfect penalty, in my personal opinion. Third goal goes in, lovely bit of play, like a hot knife through butter. Liverpool carve open Spurs' defence. Conor Bradley plays in Dominic Szoboszlai, who finishes brilliantly. And then the fourth goal, from one of our many corners that we had last night, one eventually pays off. Virgil van Dijk meets it and heads it brilliantly into the back of the net. 4-1 to Liverpool on the aggregate, 4-0 to Liverpool on the night. It was as perfect and as dominant as you like from Arne Slot's men. Like I say, I am very surprised Spurs did not make more of a meal of that than it actually turned out to be. They seemed absolutely terrified of us. They seemed petrified of us. They just seemed like they had no answer for anything that we were doing, and that was obviously full credit to Arne Slot's men, because they turned up with a game plan and it worked to perfection, and they were absolutely brilliant in it all working out perfectly. And then even towards the end, we were able to just rest a few players. We've obviously got Plymouth coming up at the weekend. It'll be another opportunity to maybe rotate a little bit more. So we're in a very good spot right now, and obviously coming up with that Merseyside derby on Wednesday, that's obviously going to be a massive game as well. So we're in a very good spot to build up for that game as well. But last night, everybody from front to back, from back to front, and from side to side was absolutely brilliant. You know, like I say, Kelleher had nothing to do other than one moment where he got away with it. Konate and Van Dijk just had one of the easiest games that they'll ever defend in. Conor Bradley continues to shine. I thought he was brilliant, and you know, I think if there's a bit more consistency to come from like his crossing ability and things like that, I think we've got a very, very good backup. Or someone that can definitely challenge Trent, and obviously if Trent decides to leave, we've got a very good right back there waiting to obviously take his place, should of course we decide he is going to be the next successor to him. Midfield was solid. Gravenberch again, sublime. Gravenberch again, absolutely brilliant. Even Curtis Jones last night, I was a little bit sceptical at first when I read the team news and I saw that Jones was in over McAllister, but you know what? Jones last night played really well, and Jones plays better when he doesn't think too much and he's not holding on to the ball and he's not taking about 50 touches before deciding what to do with the ball. When Jones is in the kind of that form where he gets the ball and he may take a couple of touches, but he knows when to release it, that is the Curtis Jones that I want to see more of. Szoboszlai gets his goal, another improvement to his GA there. I thought his work rate was brilliant last night. He was absolutely everywhere. Gakpo gets his goal and was solid up front, alongside Salah, of course, whose creative ability last night was on display for all to see. And again, it's not just about his GA either. You know, a lot of people will say, "Well, it's not just about GA," and then when he doesn't score or assist, they'll go, "Well, where's his GA?" Well, last night he did score, he did assist, and again, his creative ability was on show because he created so many chances, or he brought so many players into play to build up attacks. He was exceptional last night. And Darwin Núñez, I will give full credit to Núñez last night. I've been very critical of Núñez, but last night he was a different animal last night. Like, I think he had like one or two shots at goal that was a little bit unfortunate. I think he had one shot where it was a bit of a snapshot from Bradley's pullback. But for the most part, I wasn't bothered about that, because what I was mainly interested in was how he played in terms of linking up play. Was he stopping attacks? And the answer was no. He was bringing others into play. He was playing in Mohamed Salah. He was playing in a lot of other teammates, and he was holding up the ball really well. And obviously wins as the penalty. But not just wins as the penalty or does all of that stuff, but his work rate off the ball. It's stuff that I don't necessarily fault him for, and it's stuff that I do like about him, and I've praised about him in the past. But last night, he just did it to absolute perfection. There was one moment in, I believe, the second half. He's tracking back on, I think it might have been, I don't remember who it was in the Spurs midfield. It might have been Boval. It might have even been before that, before he even arrived on the pitch. There's just one moment where Liverpool lose the ball and he's the one tracking back, and he tracks back to like the halfway line and he wins the ball back, and then he just like pumps his fist and celebrates, and he's like, "On!" It was just brilliant to see from Núñez last night, and I want to see more of that. I want to see a Darwin Núñez in which, yes, it would be great if he could improve and boost his goals and assists ratio up, or just get more on the score sheet, get more assists as well. That'd be great to see. But I've got to say, I do like when he puts in those kinds of performances, because it does show that there is more to his game and more to any striker's game than just GA. And especially if everybody else is chipping in with goals. You've got your two wingers that are chipping in with goals. You've got your main creative midfielder that is obviously on the score sheet as well. And you actually take advantage from a set piece, so your defender gets on the score sheet as well. It's all about how you're helping the team in other aspects, and Núñez last night just clicked into that whole new gear and was absolutely brilliant to watch. So fair play to Darwin Núñez. I'm not going to change my mind over him, of course. He needs to obviously show it on more of a consistent level, but that is going the right way about going ahead and trying to improve my outlook on him. So fair play to Núñez last night, but like I said, everybody was brilliant last night. Everybody carried out the game plan to an exceptional level. Spurs did not lay a glove on Liverpool at all, and Liverpool were able to come away with the victory, overturn that 1-goal deficit, carry it out in a professional manner, and are now setting up a finale with Newcastle. And if their 3-3 game earlier on this season was anything to go by, then we could be in for a treat when the Carabao Cup final comes around. I think it's in May this year, which is a little bit weird. It's normally at the end of February, isn't it? So I think that's a little bit weird. But no, it should be a very exciting game. It should be a very interesting game. One that obviously now I cannot wait for. Carabao Cup final, Liverpool versus Newcastle. Liverpool with the opportunity to defend the crown and obviously win Arne Slot's first trophy as Liverpool head coach. That would be exciting, and that's obviously a lot to play for there. And Newcastle to attempt to win their first trophy in a number of years. It's got all the makings of a fantastic game. You've got on one side Mohamed Salah, on the other side you've got Alexander Isak. There's going to be lots of individual battles across the pitch. You've got McAllister against Bruno Guimaraes. You've got Szoboszlai against Joelinton. You've got Gravenberch against Sandro Tonali. even just saying it right now makes me all giddy and excited that the final is going to set up a fantastic occasion. Look, for Liverpool, you know, a loss won't mean as much, obviously, in the long run. If we obviously do go on and win the Champions League, we go on and win the Premier League. But at the same time, now that we're in the final, we may as well go for it, right? Carabao Cup, another opportunity to expand our trophy cabinet, to get one more in it. I cannot wait for the finale. It's going to be a tough finale. I'm expecting Newcastle to bring their A game. But yeah, I certainly cannot wait for it. Really, really, really cannot wait for this. And yeah, I wish it was like tomorrow. But instead, a lot of football to be played between now and then. A lot of important games for Liverpool to sink their teeth into. Starting with Plymouth on Sunday. That's going to be a big game, especially for the much more rotated Liverpool side, I would imagine. Going to be a big game for those kinds of players. And then, of course, Merseyside derby, Wednesday the 12th of February, my birthday. Please don't let me down. Please do not let me down. I'm praying and begging you to not let me down on my birthday. But no, if we show the kind of form that we shown last night, we should progress to the next round of the FA Cup. We should go 9 points clear at the top of the table, and we should be in a very good position for when, obviously, we've got big and important games coming up, and especially that Carabao Cup final now. That's going to be huge for everyone, and huge, obviously, for both Liverpool and Newcastle. Can't wait for that final to kick off. But of course, these are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of the game last night between Liverpool and Tottenham? What do you make of the performance and result that saw Liverpool progress to the final, and they will meet Newcastle at Wembley? Let me know what your guys' thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings are on all of that stuff and much more. And of course, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new, or both things will be greatly and utterly appreciated. So thank you all, guys, for that. As always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video / not so instant match reaction to Liverpool's huge victory over Tottenham last night that saw them progress to the final of the Carabao Cup. And I'll see you and speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll speak to you all again very, very, very soon.